All right, so we're gonna get back into Satisfactory. We're gonna be continuing on the factory we've got going on. We got to the point where we're still expanding. We just set up modular frames. We made a absolute death trap of a zip line that goes around this horrible, awful crevice where we could fall to our death. Not really, you fall and get like 0 life and all that, but you just about die. But yeah, so things are going pretty well. We got our area up there for making biomass. We got our area up there, which is still making rotors and a set of reinforced plates, but we do have a proper set of plates for reinforced plates. Hi, bird. Yep, you do you, buddy. But we are at a point where, oh, right, I was going to go check. Well, first of all, I don't need to worry about the rotors right now. We just expanded our power in a massive way. But, the thing we're working on right now is I need to get the modular frames. Yeah, that's, nuclear waste. The barrels on the front screen don't match up with the belt speed. I hadn't noticed that before. Alright, so this is the safe part of the zip line. And over here is where we go to the not safe part of the zip line. Okay. I mean, other than the fact that showering me with sparks because I'm running out of power line. Because all of this is the not safe part. Where that is an abyss down there. Oh, that's not where the line is. Okay, we managed to catch it. Whew. I thought it turned to the right there. And then I jumped to the tree, and there was no line. And it's like, oh no. That's not at all. Hey, fire-spitting doggo thingy. You voted. Oh, what did Tomb vote for? I'll have to check later. I have no idea what was voted for. A zipline, a power label carrying a lethal household amps for industrial things. Stuff and thing. I mean, that is what you should vote for. Yeah, I haven't noticed the vote change much. Not unless there's only one vote or whatever. You voted for SnowRunner? Yeah, SnowRunner didn't get that many votes, which is fine. I understand, like, it's a good game, but like, it's been around a while. I've had a lot of people ask me to play it, and I would be like, oh. Oh! There was a vote for do you want to waste points. I didn't notice that. I thought you were referring to the Discord vote. And that's the reason I was all curious. Like, I didn't see it update. Like, I saw a couple votes pop in. Just not in the last minute or so. You voted for McKinley? Good. You voted in Discord vote? Maybe mine has an update? It could also be I'm just not noticing the amounts because people changing votes. Like, I don't know how often that thing updates or whatever. Okay. So my hope is we'll have a bunch of modular frames waiting for us down here. Because it is the whole point of this place. Alright. Why is there nothing on this belt? Okay. Oh, right. Wait, why is there nothing on this belt? You're set up, right? Oh. Because you're not getting nearly enough material. You're running at 7% capacity. That's a problem. Yeah, I know it's because I went all the way over here for the iron to like get this all set up. So yeah, so basically the problem I have here is we are not getting iron all the way over there. Which I already had mentioned that was going to be a problem with this setup. That's because we didn't upgrade the belts because I just did not have the material for doing that. Alright, so those shouldn't be needed. These ones being upgraded should. Alright. So is this another planet saying, or is it ambiguous? I mean, it's another planet. It's very clearly not Earth, if that's what you're asking. Because we got all sorts of alien life forms on here. So I shouldn't have to worry about upgrading these belts, because these belts are going to be bottlenecked by the stuff on here, and very clearly this belt is not saturated. So that should be fine. All of this here, though, that we need to pick up the belt speed. I'm probably going to have to just get more ore on the line. It might just be actually more smelters. It might not even be more ore. Let's see here real fast. I mean, if it is more ore, I got more ore right there. Alright. So, you're about maintaining. So it's basically just pacing kind of thing, which is kind of a good sign. The downside is, are you going up? Okay, so you're getting... So you're not managing to maintain. Like, it's running, but it has to idle and wait to make more. So I'm going to have to get more production in here. All right. So let's go ahead and get that going. Production, smelter. The thing is, that is basically at capacity on this belt. So there's no point in me trying to hook it up to this belt. So my plan is going to be put these two over here. And I have them branch out. They're going to go over here and probably around here. Maybe here. Put it on the seam. So around there, what we're going to do is we're going to have another belt merge in. So we'll go ahead and right now... that set up. Oh, you're gonna be in the way. Let's get these set up first. Okay, so that's... way off. Alright. Hey, how's it going, killer? Alright, so that's probably going to just handily outrun this thing. We'll see. If we go over to this one on the far end here, and it's still... Nah, actually it's gaining, so we're fine. Yeah, so you should notice what'll happen here. And actually I can put a buffer chest here as well. Alright, it's gonna have a funky curve, and that's just the way it's gonna be. And drop those off. Yeah. So put a buffer chest that way. You never seen this game? It's a good game. It's kind of in the same realm as like Factorio and those kind of games. Alright. Get out! Okay. So that's going solid, so that should work there. Yeah, that's not getting enough. No, actually, that's getting enough iron. It's running at 100%. Okay. Did you get a new field and farming simulator on the forest map? Yeah, we expanded a lot. It got into winter, so we're not able to plant anything yet. But in farming simulator, we were like late January, and planting starts again in February. But out of the entire area I had purchased at the beginning, I got all the way to like the last 10-15% of the field is all I got left to do. That's fine. Alright, so that should help with the modular frames a great deal. You found the mod? Okay. You started work on it? Gotcha, gotcha. Alright, so we should get modular frames here. We need 50. Got 28. So I've got to start there. That should be picking up. Because, like, we've got... Like, the rods are filling in just fine. It's the reinforced plates that are bottlenecked. Which, as you can see, we dropped 2 on the line here. But I think the big thing bottlenecking them is, if you notice, they're just next to no steel plates getting through. So that's what I gotta do, is I gotta get the steel plate production up higher. Yeah, so those are going fine now. It might literally be that I just need to toss another constructor on the line. That's the reason I designed it this way, so I could just scale it up real fast. Then to scale it up, all I do is go plunk. Get that out of here. Put a splitter here. And just like that, we have about 30%, well, 50% increased production of steel plates here. Yeah, and the screws are fine. The reason they're fine is if you look at these, they're backing up. That we've hit the throughput that the conveyor can handle. Like, the only way I can get more screws up there faster is to make a whole second conveyor line, which may be something we do later. But it's alright, because you see as we're going, we'll get like a bunch out, and then there'll be a gap. And then they'll trade off back and forth, and then there'll be a gap. So it ends up being about right. Okay, so I think we're good there. so we've increased the production of reinforced plates a bit. Yeah, they're getting less gaps in between, so eventually they should catch up, I believe. You're running at 54% capacity. You're running at 55% capacity. That should, and that's an over time measurement, not an instant measurement. So you'll notice like every couple cycles, as long as it's still running, that should start climbing up. Okay, so that's good. So that'll speed that up a lot. And that's running at about half capacity. You should try a No Man's Land map. There is only one pre-made field, and the rest is grass and trees. Each field, okay. Yes, these are running a bit over half capacity now. I tend not to do a whole lot of like custom maps, mods, that kind of things to the games I play. It's not that I never do, but I generally am one who prefers to play games vanilla. I tend to be someone who would rather go for all the achievements and completionist than do mods. It's just unfortunately so many games out there go, up, you add a mod, all achievements disabled. Unless you get the mod that then turns on achievements. And then a lot of times just the mods can really mess with the balance of a game. And there's a lot of times that mods I've played have like undocumented changes, which I find extremely frustrating. I've also had a number of saves get corrupted or otherwise not playable or broken from mods. It's happened a few times that we've done some modded runs of games, like properly modded runs, that got bricked and all that. Yeah, no, it's a fan-made mod. Yeah, it's a mod. I understand what it is. That's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But you'll find it's pretty rare I mod games. When I do usually mod, it's stuff like UI or quality of life kind of stuff where, you know, if the game has something that does not work the way it should particularly well, then a lot of times I might mod that. Like RimWorld, I do a mod that I could set zones for like where they clean up and where they don't. Because the home zone, both like where you put out your fire and your cleaning being the same thing, doesn't necessarily make sense. Because I want to put out the fire and, you know, the fire in my field, but I don't want them sweeping my dirt field, because why would I want them to sweep my dirt field? But generally I mod very lightly. Like even Project Zomboid has a ton of really good custom maps. And it's very rare I'll run them. And it doesn't have achievements either. I've just been bit way too many times where a mod scuffed a save or whatever. Never heard of it? Project Zomboid? It's a really good game. It's a zombie survival game. It's a very unforgiving game. In that it does zombies correctly in the sense that if you take a zombie injury, any zombie injury, there's a chance you've died. If you get bitten, you just are dead. So the zombies are generally dumb as a box of rocks and individually very easy to deal with. But you know, it's the fact that they never sleep and the numbers Project Zomboid. That the numbers are like never-ending kind of thing, that is where the danger lies. Because you're always one mistake from the end of the game. Yeah, and I used to have a world record in Project Zomboid for the highest kill count run ever streamed. That at the time, the record I held was 135,121 zombies killed. And that was with a run that we didn't have any mods that changed itemization or vehicles, and on harder than the apocalypse settings, which is kind of like the settings that most people run as like kind of like based at apocalypse, but either slightly harder or slightly easier from that setting. That record's been beaten. But at the time, I held the record. Now granted, the person who took the record from me is still the person who has it, and his run's still going. So I did the math that if I were to, like, literally just stream Project Zomboid, nothing else, going for the record, and didn't fail in any way, and assuming they didn't, you know, they didn't try and go after it kind of thing, it would take me over 8 months of playing it. As, like, I wake up, I play it, I go to bed, nothing else. To catch up to where it is now. Somewhere in that ballpark. But the person who has a record is still actually continuing their save and proceeding to build the record up. They haven't died yet. So that's assuming that they had no progress, which of course they will. Like, so realistically we're talking year and a half to take that record back of playing just Project Zomboid and nothing else. For like the entirety of my streams, which is like 11 hours a day, which needless to say, I'm not going to do. Because that is a time commitment I'm not interested in. And it isn't saying I could do it if I put the time in. No, the person got the record. I'm just saying to say I would burn out in the game before that was done is putting it mildly. So I would not get the record back because I would just quit. I'm glad I got the record, but I'm not willing to put the time in necessary to reclaim it. And that's what I said at the time when I got the record. I was like, you know what? As long as it took me to get that record, you know, when someone takes it, I'm probably not going to take it back. Like, I'm going to let them have it. I had my time in the sun. They'll have their time in the sun. Well, high gravity. Oh, we slid in the hill, so it didn't hurt. A stream my job? I do full-time stream, yes. But that's after I've done over 15 years in software development. I used to also be a former college instructor. I worked in IT for a good while. I did a lot of these things overlapping, which is why people, like, I'll have you like, there's no way. Those numbers don't add up. It's like, well, yeah, I held multiple jobs at once for most of my younger life. And at one point, I technically had 5 jobs at the same time. One which was full-time as a full-time college student. I do not recommend that to anyone who wants to, you know, live, breathe, and have a pulse. Because it is not only not sustainable, but you get to learn the fact that if you don't get enough sleep, you can't even properly form memories. It's scary. Just having a part of my life that there's like a couple little glimpses and that's all I have in the old vault. Because I'm just so exhausted all the time. Alright, so I should be able to finish that. That's part of why people are like, man, how do you stream so much? Like, how do you put in the hours? Like, it's just, you know, it's just my whole life. I have always overworked. I mean, back then it was out of absolute necessity. But nowadays it's kind of where I am. Like, deprogramming that behavior is hard.
Milestone reached. Steel production unlocked. Foundry grants access to new, simple steel parts. An additional project part can now be constructed. Progress to the next phase is now possible.
You know, thank you so much for the lurk and tuning in and all that kind of stuff. You get some good sleep. Why would I want to go out of my way to do the combination of copper and iron to make ingots? Now, you're familiar with the lack of sleep equals poor memory? Oh yeah, that's the thing that's been getting me real bad with. I've been dealing with insomnia for like the last month and a half. Has been pretty horrific. And that insomnia has absolutely gone and like, it's absolutely gone just to, like, kill my attention span and memory and all that. So, in the future, this seems like a good play. Yeah, it's more per minute, but I think the extra complexity you add in there, I'd rather just deal with other things. Because I also remember ending up needing a lot of copper late game for making, like, all the advanced circuits. And this one, yeah, I get more per minute from the concrete, and that might be something I do later. Because I'm not going to do the biomass stuff much anymore. So let's go ahead and where I've got this production going on here, we're going to shut down this production up here. Because I probably have enough solid biomass for the rest of the game. I could switch it over to coal. And that'll make that available for that. So I can go right here to this. And I can change your production to alternate coal, bio coal. And then as I throw stuff in here, where are you? So we should have leaves. Oh, I didn't pick that up any of them. But I have those where I toss them in there. That's one thing. I'm trying to remember if there was other good uses for the bits and baubles. For like the stinger remains and all that kind of stuff. I was trying to remember if there's other stuff. Alright, first of all, get you out of my inventory. There's a good use for a lot of that stuff. I mean, well, these should all be turned off now, right? Yeah, so let's top these off. And these are the, oh goodness, I've messed up, I need just a little bit more power. Flick it on, turn them on, and that'll like carry me for a little bit. Alright, so I just need one stack of those for running the chainsaw when I need it. Hey, how's it going, Ara? So we need more rods. We're good on the cable. How are we doing on the copper? Go ahead and get our stack, drop out the extra. Alright. I need to see, what the heck did I just unlock? I wasn't even paying attention. Okay, the foundry smelts 2 resources into alloy ingots. Right, and that's going to be for making our steel. Going good, how are you? I'm doing good. We've got our steel production there. And I don't think there's any of the rest of the stuff. Oh, we actually have basic walls. I didn't even realize we had the basic walls. Oh yeah, we had those earlier. It's I want to get the walls with windows in them. One thing I do need to do is I do need to set up so when I start getting some of these production things where they're maxed out and not producing anymore, that I start throwing them in the awesome sink. Like, I haven't built an awesome sink yet. That's kind of what I'm imagining is I might just leave this thing making the smart plates running, and then when this is full, just awesome sink the smart plates, because even though it's not a whole lot of material very fast, it's at least doing that. Oh, that's right. I also need to get the rotors up and running. Like, I've got them being produced here at all, but at a snail's pace. Alright. Okay, so what am I working on now? So now we can do steel production. And I deliberately held off on the steel production, or sorry, the iron mines that we have, because if I remember correctly, if I pull this up, there is iron over here somewhere, and I figured like that was a good spot for going for steel production because that iron is relatively close to that coal. I mean, there's coal over here, so that's a good place to make steel there. And if we go down here, which I should have this marked. Modular frame production. And we can make that what? Sure. Yeah, so that's our modular frame production. But if we were to go up here-ish, there's, I don't remember exactly where, but maybe it's up here farther, but there is coal and iron over there. There's coal and iron over here. So yeah, so we're gonna go to where coal is produced. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. because there's coal on the other side that I'm going to be dipping into pretty soon anyways. But the plan will be to take at least one of those coal spots, and for the time being, committed to making steel. I also at some point should get that quartz figured out, but I remember quartz ends up being not that important until way later. Alright, I'll get that stretch here in a minute. Oh, you're not making enough coal. Alrighty then. So the problem with that, let's actually check, because it might just be I need to slam a, no, that's a solid belt right there. Alright. We'll ride the belt back down, and I'll get that stretch that got redeemed. Alright, so it's just, I'm not moving enough coal speed-wise. Like, the belt's not fast enough. It doesn't have enough throughput. And unfortunately, I don't have the higher level belt, so I can't really fix that problem right now. There's really not much nature between your family? Yeah. No one wants nature. Nature's the worst. If you played Project Zomboid, you know trees are the enemy. They're in league with the zombies. They'll wait till your moment of weakness and they'll strike. So there should be... Yeah, so like this spot is like made for steel. I got coal right there, and I've got iron. I think it's on top of that. Basically, I got both ores right next to each other. Hey! Curiously in the open power slug. They tell me to touch grass, but I know it's a trap. Door for spiders underneath there. I know, right? Yeah, so the good news is once I've climbed up here, then in the future I could just wire up power. Alright, so there's the iron node. I gotta fight some bees. I like that it's unauthorized hostility, implying there is an authorized hostility. I did really terrible on that. It doesn't imply there's some right there. The company did not authorize this thing. How do you authorize hostility? I mean, one would assume the company would go to their higher-ups and be like, you know, we don't like this person. You're like, oh, I guess I will authorize hostility. Alright, well, I don't feel like walking the whole way down there, so we're just gonna go production, equipment workshop, slam that down there. Lots of paperwork. Probably not wrong. Oh, I don't have rods. I forgot, we noticed that we were low on rods a minute ago and I just didn't do anything. Well, and I also need to get that. Alright, well... I don't have ingots or ore on me. I lied, I do have ore on me. It's fine, we'll do it. We'll handcraft it real fast just to get this up and running. Because I'm going to end up needing a lot of steel later on. Like, a lot of steel. I remember that being a big pain in the butt later. So I've got you. Now I need to go equipment. Do this. Make a portable miner. Make a second portable miner. Cancel that, get rid of this. There's also copper up there. There's where we're looking for the coal. So do that. Connect it down there. Upgrade the power pole, connect that. Alright, so that turns that on. You don't really care about, I mean, let's clear it. I like how you have a taser, and yet you'll still go up and, like, punch it. Like, physically go up and, like, punch it. My hope is by putting that there, it's close enough, it'll consider me having exploited that or whatever. Alright. That's not what you want. Please. There we go. Alright, so let's work and clearing that. Will I be able to make another drill? Yes, I will. There, just like that, we eat everything and we're good as good. Like, we're just good as new. Alright, you. You. One down. Two down. And three down. Okay, so I've got that one there. It's hooked up. We'll need a foundry, which will require materials I don't have. Alright, that's just bad positioning. Trying to set up a foundation for starting steel production. Didn't go high enough on the hill, though. Is there like a big area up here by chance? Oh, I think this is where the copper was. Oh, no, that's just where it was a blue slug. Yeah, no, down there is probably the best. Hey, Chillin' Spree, how's it going? I think that's fine. Good at work as always? Gotcha, gotcha. That do happen. Just cleaning up all the plants here. So we don't end up with this weirdness where the, you know, the plants poke through the ground and all that. Oh no, nature must absolutely die. Have you seen nature's hubris? Everywhere you look, there's nature. How dare nature? Who does nature think it is? That's just in line with the thought of this entire game. Would you get out of here? Go away. You're always all over all of my stuff. Alright. So I was going to do here. Oh, I don't have the logs always. It's fine. They are cute. It's just, they have this really bad habit of standing on absolutely everything you're trying to work on. And so it's just constantly blocking your vision. It's like, look, man, I don't care where you go, but here is not the answer. All right. So I need to restock on rods. I'll need to cross the entire map to get my modular frames. I need to reselect the whatever the next recipe is. You should probably upgrade my little crappy zapper to a better one. Okay, so next one is vehicular transport. I'm probably, like, if it wasn't for, so I want the, I'm doing it for the slots. Because I do want those slots. This is gonna be rough. Okay, so put that in there. Was there any wood in that? Yes, there was. So still got a number of those plates. Still doing pretty okay with that. I need the rods, which I believe is that storage over here. Alright. We need the rotors, which is up here. Yeah, we're getting to the point I'm gonna have to, yeah, we're at the point that I need to expand my rotor production. Like, to have a proper rotor production somewhere. And I've been debating making that proper rotor production right here. Like, get these plates out of here and all that kind of stuff, and just go to rotor production. You're still fine. Alright, well, let's go over and get our modular frames. The question is, where am I going to put the rotor production? Okay. Like, had the little hitch right there from it loading the next area right as it's having to make the timing of the jump, and it made me panic. Alright. And to think, someday I'll set up a train. Probably make like a big walkway across there that the train tracks run on. So I don't have to do this anymore. But that's fine. I should also be looking at more. We haven't been really going out of our way to try and find the slugs. Nor have I been looking for the wrecks very much. I think we found 3 or 4 so far. And I vaguely remember in my first playthrough, by the time I got to coal power, I'd opened a good like 8 or 9 of them kind of thing. We haven't been too focused on exploring, because like a lot of the wrecks you'll find in places like up on the top of like those kind of things, like out of the way hidden kind of things. Later on, I'll get the ability to detect the wrecks using my little PDA thing. Oh no, okay. It's fine. You can actually get away with a lot when it comes to dropping. As long as you're near a ledge, you can get away with a lot of it counting as like sliding down things. You could potentially... There's an iron node there. I believe there should be... I think there's a copper node over that way. There should actually be more iron over here. If I remember. Because I'm pretty sure the first run I did, I built my factory like over there a little farther. I can't remember. There's somewhere over here there's a couple extra nodes. Yes, I've got these two. And the one that's 230 away. Okay. Yeah, it's probably a good place to build the rotor production. Let's get the frames while we're here. We'll go over there and start setting up rotor production to scale that up. Because that's why I like to break these off and make their own. Where it's just like, I need modular frames. Okay, let me set that up. It takes a little setup, but then once you get it wired in, you can just grab a ton all at once. Yeah, because... So I don't think on my other playthrough I ever exploited those iron nodes, really. It was the ones over here where you spawn on this map. Now the ones I exploited a lot. Yeah, this looks right. Because I remember I end up setting up there eventually as well. And somewhere down here was a single node of uranium. Because that's one where I thought I was all clever. You know, snagged in my pocket real fast. Oh. Where are those petals I just saw? There we go. I think I'm already full, right? Yep. Yeah, there they are. So yeah, so we got these 3 iron nodes here. There's like a copper node over there somewhere. There's like limestone, I think down that way. Should have been a 3rd one. Okay. We'll start setting up. Hey, bird. Scooch. Let's actually switch that for the thick platforms. Let's set them down here. Alright. Because then for the rotors, I have to make, rods and screws, if I remember correctly. At least for the recipes I have. I don't think I've unlocked any better ones. And I remember there's a good or two, like 2 or 3 wrecked ships in this area. Yeah, there's one right ahead of us. Go check it real fast. Okay. Cool. It's another hard drive for us. Alright, I'm going to need to use some materials to make this work, because I have to build another miner to turn this on. That's okay. So same as always, production, equipment room. I'll put that over here, I think. Crafting bench. so that gives me that. I don't need all of these hooked up yet. Okay, I see. What's going? All right. And just to clear out our inventory. Actually, we're just gonna delete it. Where's that ore? Get it out of here. Okay. So we're gonna go here, production, smelter. Just scooch it in a little ways to make some room. Make 2 of those. So there's the first 2 iron. And we'll set up our merge blocks here. Okay, so that gets us our iron. Now, if I'm not mistaken, let's go over here and confirm before we get this going. For the rotor, I need screws and rods. So, we can go over here and say production, constructor, that'll be for the rods. And these 2 will be for the screws. And I just use those for spacing it out. Okay, we can go ahead and connect that up. And just like before, a lot of these belts are going to have to be upgraded, but get it set up first and get it working nice second. Okay, so you're making rods. You're making rods. You're making the alternate recipe of screws. You're making the alternate recipe of screws. Alright, now we need to expand the platform more. So we can get the rotors. And eventually I want to just ship those back, but that's for later considerations. Right now we just need them produced. Alright, put you there for a buffer. Same here, we have the merge. Here. Please eat. I can get that here in a second, yeah. I get distracted. Oh, you don't connect there. What am I doing? I was like, why is it fighting me on this? You connect over here. Alright, and now production, not constructor, assembler. I do not have enough rotors for. Let's see if I can just make some rotors here real fast. Alright. Went ahead and turned on our music because the music in the game was kind of being nearly silent anyways. Let's go around. Let's actually just give it lots of space. Never a wrong idea to give extra space to stuff if you can manage it. Yep, no, I'm eating. Alright. So. I mean, one of these ones where... I don't want to do it that way. Probably should have given even more space, that's fine. So put the bottom ones like that. We've got centered on there. And then the top one will go the other way. Oh, right. Go here and go to logistics, get the stacker. Yeah, I should have given this more space, so I'm trying to make it work, but... There we go. You left. I'm just moving this forward. We're fighting this too much. We got lots of room. Let's put it to use. That should be about half a tile forward than it was. Left. Alright, now I just have to put into storage. Alright, so this is... Like, I like doing it this way because a lot of these things, even though they're earlier materials, I'm going to end up having to produce very large amounts of. Because I'm going to use them as materials for other, more advanced constructions. That's one of the things that always got me in trouble when I first played through. Was trying to keep a lot of stuff in the same area and just paying for it down the road. There's just no room to do any of it. Alright, so these will need to be merge blocks. Okay, so rotor, rods, screws and screws. Okay, so all that's all hooked up, so in theory all of this is ready to rock and roll. So now it's a matter of getting the power where the rest of the stuff is. There's my ramp way out there in the distance. So let's actually go over to this corner and run the power real fast. It is one thing nice later when you're playing the game. Once you've got, like, the tubes and the trains and all that set up. You should have times where you're like, oh, I need to go to this other place. You just hop on the train or the tube or whatever. And then just ride it for a while. And it gives you some, like, nice downtime to, like, grab a bite or whatever. Not like go down like cook dinner or something. Gives you like a 2-second restroom break kind of time. Wanted to try and put it up on the cliff up there. Gotta get a camera angle at it. That tree's gonna have to go, isn't it? Yep. Alright. And pretty soon we should be getting back to where we have our other stuff set up. Yeah, there it is. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. Okay. Like, it would be nice if I could just, like, upgrade one of these poles. And then from then I don't have to worry about, like, I could just hook up the zip line as long as there's not, like, conflict. Oh. That should all be running, so let's make sure everything's set up right. And it'll take a second to eat a little bit more of my food. Actually, I lied. Okay. So now check on this. That thing should be producing rotors here. Not particularly efficiently, but producing. And if so, then I can start upgrading all of the, yeah, I see some rotors on the line. I saw it. I'm pretty sure I saw one come out. Okay, so a lot of it's probably just catching up now. Let's start upgrading the conveyor belts we can. I could... All conveyor belts here sorted. So we got all that upgrade already. And this is why it's good that I took the time to make the area with all the smart plates earlier. Just because I can just run through here and just upgrade plates, and until I start doing like the really long runs that go across the map, I should just be good to just kind of upgrade everything like I just did there. Why am I not seeing them? Kind of worried that one of these conveyors is busted and it's like stuck inside there. There's not more belt after this. Alright. Just give that a moment. Alright, so we had some copper wire here. That's one we already opened. Alright. So now it's time to get back to our main base. Let that just accumulate some rotors for a little while. I should be able to come back and get like a couple hundred rotors here and there pretty reliably. I'll end up scaling up that operation later. One of the things we'll want to do before that happens is we're going to need a faster means of getting around. The vacuum tubes end up being one of the good ones, just because you pop in and you guaranteed like get to the other side. You don't have to worry about like conflicting paths or anything like that. You just hop in it, and it goes across. The downside is it's materially expensive. Okay. This is the modular frame, so let's go ahead and grab these while we're here. Because we have a lot of tech I need for that. I have pretty full inventory, that's fine. Alright. I eagerly await the moment that I either can do this without having to hop off, or that I get faster transportation. Because, like, while we're working on the vehicle transportation thing, the unfortunate reality of Satisfactory is, by and large, the vehicles are not that great for getting around the map. Because they can't, you know, go up this kind of stuff very easily. You have to make, like, a much larger ramp and that kind of thing. So you have to either just go where you can actually get to... Well, I mean, there's our coal way over there. It might honestly be worth my time to run a second power line from where we're making our modular frames to our coal factory. Because it'd probably be easier to go along than this. Like, still leave this line up here. It's not hurting anything existing here. And eventually I want to set up coal on this lake up here. The coal power, I mean. Right, and we still need to set up steel production. We had started that and then we ran out of rotors. Let's go ahead and hop down to that. Yeah, it'd probably be faster for me to make a route from our coal power to the modular, because I could be at that low area over there and not go up along these cliffs where I have to go out and around. Okay. And we're still doing good in the wire, so I don't need to grab more of that. And to the right is the reinforced plates. I'd use a top off on those. No, I can't. I have full inventory. Soon enough, I'll want to top off on those. Make an alternate route. That way it's easier for me to traverse. Alright. Got some wood. Got some leaves. Grab some of that. Alright. So, all of that's depending on steel. It's paying a lot of our stuff. We don't have a purple slug yet. That depends on steel. That all depends on steel. Alright, take the battery. Yeah, the color cartridge for doing stuff. Alright, so I keep getting all these, and I know I can process those into biomass as one option. I don't know if I want to do that, but it is an option. Alright. So this will end up needing a bunch of rotors, which I don't have. We've been away from here for a while, and I still do have some rotor production back here. Oh. Let's go and drop off the modular grid, or where they are. Drop that off. Very good there. Drop those off. So it's just the rotors, which we did just set up to go faster. Well, it's not enough for the research. That should be enough for us to go ahead and get the steel production set up. At some point I gotta set this quartz up. I should check on the power, by the way. We did add a lot onto the grid. We're still okay for now. Alright, so we're gonna run over here. Get our steel set up. And once we get that set up, what we can do is I should be able to honestly see where some of our production is over there. And again, like, make an alternate route. Okay, so I've got those two there. Oh, that's interesting that you're still here. I'd have figured you would despawn the moment I put the miner on there. Okay. So, production, foundry. Alright. Do I want buffer chests? I probably should put buffer chests. It's fine. Alright, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is a splitter. Too close. I'll definitely want to add more of these later. I don't have any idea of the throughput yet. Alright, now we need to go up top there, get the thing that comes down so I can bring the stuff down to there. That should help. Now trying to get a good vantage point to see where I need to go to run the power to have a less death-defying way of getting to and from where I want to go. Alright. They're always in the way. Always and forever. Oh, I turned it the wrong way. I don't think I could rotate you once you're there, can I? No. That's fine. Okay. There we go. Alright. That'll make steel ingots. Let me go ahead and make a second refinery. Or foundry. And the entire reason I'm making a second was just so I can put this off of that one's line. And it not be upsetting. Alright. Here to that. Here to that. Clean this up. Okay, so that's going to result in getting steel in here, and so now I'm going to need to make places for doing the steel products, because I want to say there's a whole bunch of them.
The mycelia within this fungus suggests strong molecular bonding features frequently observed in adhesives and medicine, both beneficial for field research. A new research tree can now be accessed in the MAM.
I didn't realize I picked up a mushroom, but okay. Doom being adorable. Alright. I also don't know the answer to that question. A puppy? Oh, that's probably true. Ah, I thought you were talking about people, but no, a puppy makes a lot more sense. I can absolutely see that. Thanks. I was really getting caught on that one. It was probably just like, no, it checks out. Alright, so we can make steel beams. We can make steel pipe. Okay. We do need both, so this will be steel pipe. Make room for future expansion by dropping off 2 of those. Hear that. That's just that way I have space there so I can handle that later. And goes there. All right. Okay, so you're making pipe. And you're making pipe. You're making steel beams. And you're making steel beams. Power pole here. Get a power pole over here. Good enough. Wire it all in. Did I wire in the other one here? You? Yeah, you're already connected. Cool. Oh, you're not connected, though. Sorry. Really got that mute off in time. Alright. Those are all making steel again. Looks like that's going solid on the line now. Alright, so now I'm going to need to make storage for those. No, I'm out of metal rods. Go way over here. Surprisingly, I don't have enough ray ingots. That's fine. Leave that there. Oh. How many am I down to? 9? That means I can only make 4 power poles. Alright, let's see if I can actually see. So there's where the oil is. We got that hooked up. And let's just see if I poke over this little hill here. If I can see where our other production is. Because it's somewhere over here. Let's actually look this way. Oh, it's not down that way. It's not over this way, it's down this way. Alright, so let's go ahead and add another map icon here. Steel production. And we can go ahead and do a factory symbol. Select. We'll make the color on this one black, apply. All right. Yeah, so it's down here. So I'm not gonna have nearly enough power poles to get over there. Because right now my power poles go up and around this way, and kind of like that to get here. And I just want to make it a shot over like that, so it's low terrain the whole way. That's fine. But I don't have enough for that. We'll just take this back, grab ourselves a whole bunch more rods. But steel production is now online. Alright. And luckily, this is not that far of a journey. If we get that alternative route, it should make the journey all the way out to our modular frames and all that way shorter. Or at least more direct. Okay. Then pretty soon we have to check on our power production again. We should be okay. I haven't added that much to it, but it could sneak up on you. And one of the big catches is, unlike Factorio, where as you overburden your grid, it just slows down production, this one it blows the breaker and shuts the whole factory down. So you have to like go over to the breaker and slap it again once you fix your power. Alright, drop all that off. Okay. This one's leaves. This one's wood. Eventually that's going to be a problem because I'm using very little solid fuel to speak of. So I'm not using up what I'm getting out of there. But I mean, it's fine for now. Let's see, drop that off. Actually, I can't. There's coal. Drop that off now. That's fine. Didn't I have a hard drive in there? Okay. So we can make a boatload of screws per minute if I use steel, which is exciting. I might set that up. Because these two I don't think I care about right now. Alright. I do not have another hard drive. Okay, so if we get more of that, we can unlock parachutes. We have no way of getting that yet. Alright. That's all fine. We'll get... Oh, we could start crafting gunpowder, can't we? Let's see. That must be one of those things that I can't handcraft, right? That's fine. We'll leave that out of this box for now. That is not at all what I wanted to do. Drop you off in here. Drop you off in here. The rest is all fine. That's fine. Okay, because eventually I'll use all those materials. So let's see how we're doing in different stuff. I've got plenty of copper sheets. I've got plenty of wire. I've got plenty of the other wire. I've got plenty of cable. I'm pretty good on the concrete. Got solid fuel. I could definitely use more steel plates and rods and rotors. Alright. Fair enough. That's all up here. Go over plates. Takes care of that for now. I take steel rods for now. If you can't craft something at table, try the workshop. Was it a tool? Because I'll have to double check because I don't remember what it was I went to assemble. What was it you can grab it? It was the rotors, the last thing I wanted. There's the power line up. Okay. And meanwhile, since we've got that all loaded up, it's got nowhere to go. I've been putting this off forever. The awesome sink. Which I forgot how big of a building that is, but it's fine. So what I can do here is, for the moment, oh, I need screws. That's easy enough. Okay. Because that'll start getting me tickets that I can use to unlock more stuff. Okay. Let's put the awesome shop down here with all this stuff. Yes, this is the other building. Oh, good. So it wasn't what I was looking for. Oh yeah, the black powder is here. That's interesting. Not enough inventory space. That's perfectly fair. What the heck do I have in my inventory space I need to get rid of? Yeah, so when I get tickets, I can spend them to buy a whole bunch of stuff. Alright. Yeah, and that was just enough to clear out a spot of inventory. Okay. So with that, if I want to make the basher thing, so I need 2 Xeno Zappers. I'll take the one I have equipped. But it's going to give me the space in the inventory. Alright, we could just drop one thing for a second. Drop our scanner for one moment. Okay, so sort this all out. I still need more rotors. I wanted to make the gunpowder. Or black powder, whatever it is. So I'll make that real fast. Snack for just a second. Okay. Let's see what we can do at the man with the gunpowder. I don't think there's something yet. I think it was soon. Under sulfur. Yes, I need steel. I need plastic. I need other steel. That's fine. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to drop back down here. Like I said, I want to make that alternate route down here towards where we're making all of our modular stuff and our giant rotor area, like all that. I want a route that's fast, that doesn't go around the cliffs and is totally sketch. Okay. Oh, right, I still need to build the storage here. That is a good thing to have noticed, because otherwise I would have been like, yeah, we're getting all this material done. And then, you know, like, an hour or two goes by and you're like, why do I have, like, none? Oh. Alright, so starting to get our steel tubes, starting to get our steel girders, so we're good there. And it would appear this isn't even remotely keeping up with our needs. Yeah, it's not as good of a full node, so let's go do that. That might be enough. Yeah, I think it'll be fast enough now. Alright, so where was the way we need to be going? So I am facing roughly in the right direction. Going too far this way. I think that pillar way out there in the distance is what we're going for. It is. Okay. There's the power poles. Okay, so it just gives me an alternate route that's not as death-defying. Alright, so this will give me the rotors. Those should be laying over here. Cool, so I got 136 of those. They still have 100 modular frames, so we can go ahead and head back with this. Because that's enough to get our next tech up. Keep going from there. So the down thing is I do have to deal with those other those are two goods for the complete part phase 2. They shouldn't be too bad. I want to say the other one, like the one requires modular frames. I think they maybe require like smart modular frames or like reinforced modular frames, which is I think I need steel for that. But I think the last thing on the right I also need steel for. It's a lot easier to do than the deadly cliff thing. Okay. Alright. I'll take a quick peek at the steel and grab whatever's here. Oh yeah, that's producing real fast. This, on the other hand, does not appear to be getting enough steel. Yeah, it's just getting split up too much on the way down there. I think that's okay for now, though. Because soon enough I'll get the Mark III belts, and that'll change how much I could shove through on each line. Oh, how are we doing on power, by the way? Okay, so we technically cannot overrun our power, but we're just a hair from being able to overrun our power. Yeah, and that does not get quite enough coal. And you, like, the coal drill, if you look here, it is getting everything it can spit out. It's just, we've hit kind of the max that belt can handle. So, I believe we can, with the steel now, we can get the next level of logistics. So that'll be kind of the next priority, is get the next level of logistics going. Because then we can upgrade all of the throughput on some of those things. And to let us expand without having to do a huge set of additional nonsense. It also won't be too long before we end up having more needs for the limestone. that once that happens, I'm going to end up having to start expanding that, because right now it's only been used for the foundations. It's not been that hard hit. Alright.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
Cool. Alright, then when it gets back down, we'll get the next thing going. Alright, you're good, you're good. Cable's alright. I don't have a bunch of biological stuff on me. Consolidate those. Alright, so I do need to expand our power. The other thing that can end up happening is pretty soon, so we'll need to upgrade our conveyor belts. In addition to upgrading our conveyor belts, I will need to, I'll need to go and get the upgrade for the Mark II mining drills. Because once I hit the Mark III conveyor belts, you can just completely outrun them. I don't know what to do with all of this solid biomass we've got. At the moment, we're going to take the strategy of kicking the can down the road a little bit farther. Is there anything here I should be pushing towards? Let's see. Alien organisms. We still don't have alien DNA. So we can make the more advanced circuitry. We can get our even better power poles. Alright. A lot of that's going to be expanding the circuitry. We need to get the cave mushrooms. Nutritional processor. Okay. Ooh. Where's that gunpowder? Because it's getting ready to be a real fun time. It's time where we can start making explosives. Alright. I would like a detonator. And then replace the object scanner I used to make it. And now I got a whole heckin' lot of boom. Alright, so that'll be good. So all the place where we saw those rocks where stuff was underneath, we could explode. There are certain enemies you can only kill with the explosives as well. So that'll allow me to kill certain enemies that I couldn't before to, you know, get slugs and all that. Alright, so we have advanced steel production, for that's... Alright, so that'll open up the Mark II, which is a pretty big win. We've expanded power, so that's power storage, so we can get a battery. Power towers are used to span power lines across great distances. An additional power connector is provided at the bottom of the power tower connecting other buildings and such. Power tower platform. That comes with a ladder and a platform on it. Interesting. Hyper tubes. Okay. Industrial storage. I want everything. I want yes. Can I please have yes? I would very much like yes. Yes would be nice. Alright, well, what's the easiest one for us to get? So expanded power we can get, like, right now. The hypertubes are going to depend on advanced steel. The logistics, honestly, by the time I get over to the steel and back, we can have logistics 3 done. Yeah, almost all of these, it's just a matter of running to grab the supplies from where we have storage. Alright, well. Let's do the grand tour and pick up all of our things. Alright. Go ahead and where are you? Cool. Okay. That's the sort of stuff we're going to be dealing with is, like, those rocks that they block certain of the better materials with sometimes. They'll hide slugs inside the rocks a bunch of times. There's a lot of caves and all that stuff that get you access to some of the later game materials that they'll block off the entrance with those. And a lot of them you can work your way around if you really put the effort into it. But, you know, now I don't have to put the effort in. I can just walk up and go, boom, handled. That's the reason I'm looking around as we're going. I'm pretty sure those are how you kill those enemies that make the slime. I don't know, because they said you can destroy the gas pile things now. What I don't know is I just use this thing or if there's a special one. Alright. Got just a couple stacks of that. I believe I see the power line over here. Yeah, so I got that, and I thought I saw the power line through the gap over here. No, I saw whatever the heck that is. The, like, narrow bridge. Is there anything over here I care about? There is not. Well, I mean, there might be. Not that I'm aware of. That is for a later time thing to deal with. Right now I want to go around, get our materials so that I can, you know, get the next technology going. Okay. So I'll run over there. We'll probably get the logistics first, even though it's going to start tapping our steel supply. If we get the logistics first, I can start going to those belts where, or those places where I just cannot increase the throughput right now without like completely making the system redundant because the belts have maxed out. Upgrade the belts, and then once I max out the belts, then I know I don't need to worry. Well, actually, they probably made faster belts by now, but the point being is then it won't be a thing I have to consider for a very long while. Come on, there you go. All right. I'm trying to remember with the advanced steel production is I feel like it was the limestone or concrete mixed in with the steel is how you make like the more advanced steel bar. Like it's some type of reinforced steel or whatever. I don't know if that is correct that I'm trying to remember, but it feels correct. It's planned for this. I go like that, and go like... then carry a little bit more. All right. Yeah, because the conveyor belts to the power plant are the first that need to be upgraded. They're full proper maxed. Trying to up it a little bit more. Because those are... it's still not keeping up with what we need. Alright, so you can cut across here to get to where rotor and their terminal frames are. So the question is, I've heard you can destroy these now. Now, I want to check to see if it's this I use to destroy them, or there's like an upgraded version. Probably an upgraded version, because otherwise I could just bypass them. Never mind, that does it. You have no idea how satisfying it's going to be to destroy these things after how long they were indestructible. Just a general pain. Be able to clean up the whole area. Okay, so it actually seems to dissipate real fast. That's weird. There's... Okay. It's like there's the poison mist over there. Oh, there's ones down below. Okay. I am going to need a really large production of these. Because there's going to be so many things that are going to explode with this. And we're all out of explosives. My assumption is by exploding them, they'll stay away forever. Because if not, then it makes it kind of useless. Which will also be good, because I remember there was, I think it was a gold slug over here that was in, like, a group of them near the spawn at this one. I could be mistaken, like what quality it was and everything, because it's been a long time. Part of me also feels like I could just go up to stuff like that and just explode them with the bombs. Like, I'm just going to massively make a number of those bombs. Oh, that's interesting. There's a Mercer right there. I am curious about the really, really big, long-distance towers. Because, like, right now I've been using these things. Oh. Hey. I'm literally trying to get out of the way from you. The long distance towers. Because I guess that's the idea, is now I'll be able to use those. Instead of jumping across these constantly, I'll be able to go really long distances. And I assume by using the platform with them, that makes it safer as well. Because then when we reach the end, I would fall onto the platform as opposed to having to dive to the next cable. Alright. So this should be our rotors. And over here will be the module frames. Now we gotta circle back for... We'll head back, we'll go with the route of steel and just pick up some more of the steel girders. Unfortunately, our steel production, we're not making enough yet. That's like considering in just a minute we're gonna get the advanced steel, and we have to take those steel girders, I believe, and combine it with something else to make, I think it's reinforced steel. At some point, I also should properly start exploring the map looking for the hard drives. Because those alternate recipes can be really good. That's more than I need. Okay. Alright. Like, that's been the good news, bad news about what I've been doing with the game so far. Is because I'm doing this layout, we're getting really good supply amounts. in the places that we've gone and set up this, like the steel's in progress, but like the rotors, anytime I need rotors, I just go over and grab all the rotors I could use for the time being. I mean, actually, rotors are not that good a situation, but the other ones are. So I don't end up having to like stand around and wait on materials or try and figure out where to fit stuff in and yada yada. But the downside is I am losing a lot of time commuting. But once we start making the hyper tubes and that kind of stuff, that'll be a self-solved problem. We don't want to do this nonsense anymore. We'll just pop to the hyper tube and get to where we need to go. Take a quick look at this and see what we can do to improve the throughput. Because I got 10 here. Okay, you're running at 51%, 51%. And it boils down to screws. And you're running at 100%. And you're running at 100%. Alright, well, let's just shove another constructor on here and see how it goes. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Okay. That should up the screw production. That said, I think until we have the belt 3... Well, no, actually, that might be okay. Why aren't those going faster? That's fine. So that should help with the rotor production. It does look like it's entirely bottlenecking on the screws, that the rods seem to be doing just fine. Alright. Let's get back to the steel, which is the line that just cuts across the desert over there to the left. I will say, I like traveling this way more than doing the slide jump everywhere. The slide jump, you generally, like, your wrist gets tired doing it. Alright, I'll deal with that later. Okay. And it still should be just around the corner up here. The good news is the steel's waiting on logistics, and the steel's the solution to logistics. And likely by the time we get through the steel, we'll already have everything we need for, you know, steel production to, to get the logistics to get the steel production expanded on. And that's going to be an incredible burden on steel because in the short term, what it means I'm going to need an absurd number. I believe it's the steel girders that you use to make the better conveyors. So I want to put a lot of focus on expanding steel specifically. Alright, let's get to our space elevator area. Get the next research going. Okay. I do wonder when you start making like a gigafactory kind of thing where you've got giant platforms everywhere doing all sorts of absurd stuff, like how bad the performance can really get. Alright, so this should send that up. Alright.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container and enhanced conveyor belt efficiency.
Alright, well the cadmium and the copper are near each other for making the AI limiter and all that, which will be a thing I need to sort out. So what we can do is, while we wait for that to get back to set the next thing, let's run over to where our cadmium is and just see if there's any copper anywhere nearby. Because like, we have the copper there, which is fine. But if we happen to have like a copper node over by the cadmium, then we can get it to be that purpose. It's not cadmium still. Caterium. So copper. Alright. So we've got the copper back at base. Otherwise, the copper is nowhere near remotely useful for it. What about caterium? That's not... because they had the copper up here and down there. Alright, so we've got caterium in this area, but no copper. So one or the other is getting shipped back and forth. Where's the last one that pinged? Oh, way over there. Yeah. I think I'll ship the caterium in versus the other way around. Don't worry about that when you have something a little bit better than just slapping it up. I haven't checked our scanner in a while. I know it does get expanded functionality over time. Okay, so that one I need an explosive for. I'm pretty sure I got you. I did. Alright. It'll likely be placed like up though on those, they'll find stuff like uranium or other higher value nodes, because like getting up to them, you see how there's the ledges? That'll probably require a jetpack to reasonably do. You'll jetpack over there and then you'll get up there using jetpacks. Or other stuff to finagle your way up, but you're intended to doing stuff like jetpacks. Alright. So for the better logistics, the Mark III, yeah, it's literally just the steel. Okay. Alright, we're gonna give that a moment to finish up its thing, just so you can see what I'm doing. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Next will probably have to be the advanced steel. Yeah, so where's the nearest sulfur? We have sulfur down here. We have coal over there. That coal is already being used for stuff. If I do tap into it, that is gonna cost us on our power grid, which I don't think I'm willing to do. Oh, that's actually not bad. Okay. That's doable. So we'll put our explosive production here. So we'll go here and go coal, stamp or select, image color, black, select color, apply. And then just up here somewhere we'll plan for explosives production. Alright. So I'm not gonna worry about the blueprints, that's a convenience thing. We can't do the hypertubes until I get the reinforced or the encased industrial beams. I can literally get the extended power grid right now, and as well as the advanced steel. So we'll do the advanced steel because I can do that like right now. I just got to run over here and grab the copper wire, which pretty soon is not going to. That's not where I'm looking. Which pretty soon is not going to be adequate.
Milestone reached. Logistics can be improved with a larger storage container, enhanced conveyor belt efficiency, as well as the ability to store excess power for later use. An additional project part can now be constructed. Further progress to the next phase is now possible.
Okay. So we're at the point where it comes to making the parts for the space elevator to get that continuing. I vaguely recall it's going to require steel, it's going to require the modular grid and all that, which is a bit of a pain point. Wait, why aren't you... Oh, I didn't realize you need power, that's my bad. Alright. Yep, so now it's just doing that. Alright. So we were looking at the recipes. So that's steel and grid. And that's... Alright, so it's steel and grid and steel and wire. So that's a bit of a problem. Okay. So let's go to our steel production and see if we're lucky enough to have copper anywhere near our steel production. I do have this sinking feeling I'm shipping copper. Because I have two different things that are going to require copper in places where I do not have copper. At least I don't believe I have copper. Actually, no, I think there was copper not far from our steel production, if I remember correctly. I don't have a copper near our caterium, which is going to be a problem. Like I said, I'll probably just end up shipping the caterium in where copper is, and that'll be alright. I've just been avoiding it because I'd rather use some more efficient. Yeah, I want to say one of these, I think it's there. I think that's copper up there. And we're still getting all that. So you're still doing your thing. So let's see about the copper. Yes, I got copper right here. So what the heck needed that? Don't have rotors on me. That's fine. The rotor production's over this way. Alright. I want to think about just how much materials I'm going to need to move any of these goods over. I know that the last factory ended up, because like I said, way back then, the trains weren't very good. Like, they've been fixed now to be pretty good from what I've heard. But, so I ended up having to like, get, like, Mark III belts and run them all the way across the map, which was just an obnoxious amount of steel. And then even then, in a lot of cases, it wasn't enough, and you go, okay, do I run a second belt to double my throughput, knowing it's going to cost me literally thousands of steel? Which the answer is yes, but you don't like doing it. Hey, the follow. Welcome to the stream. Alright, I've been putting this off for a while. Hey. There, I stopped bouncing off that. Yeah, so we grabbed that one. I vaguely... We're checking our moment. So, I'm pretty sure we grabbed this one. I think I've checked it like 2-3 times. But I vaguely remember that there's 2 more wrecks over here. Like one, I can't remember if it's up top here or over there, but it's over here somewhere. And I think there's one in the water down that way. And that's just going on memory from when I last played. So I don't know exactly where it was. It's big to remember there's 2 wrecks in the area. I don't remember what they needed if I have it handy or anything like that. Hey. I feel I'm not going to see it until we start, like, hacking down trees or we get the detector. Oh yeah, I think there was a wreck. I don't remember if it's down there. It was like along one of the shores. You like walk around, there's a wreck there as well. I vaguely remember dropping down that hole was super dangerous. I think it exited out here. All right. Sort. Because I remember this hole up here led to like a big cave area. I know there's an exit for it. I thought it was along here. I'm not seeing it, which is fine. I don't really have the inventory to go running around trying to look for all that. I mean, I'm already wasting a bunch of time because I just vaguely remember a wreck being over here. Yeah, those are explosives you kill those with. Well, now I remember them being. Yeah, there's power slug on top of that spire. There's more iron there and limestone here. I vaguely feel like there's a little coal over that way. I think early on I used that in my other run. And that was just until I realized there's a much bigger area up the cliff that was harder to get to. Like, once you got there, it was much better. There's a cave. Alright, we're just gonna go back to collecting things. Like I said, I believe at some point we will unlock a thing on our radar for shipwrecks. Where you can just start scanning to them. I don't think it's smart enough to detect ones you've opened versus not, because we already did that one. That's fine. We've got 100 of those. They're on our way back for the steel. Because we should be able to now make the advanced steel, the reinforced or whatever, packaged steel, whatever it's called. And then it'll be a matter of just upscaling that steel production for the time being. Which we should be able to do. We have plenty of the iron and copper in that area. We just have to upgrade the conveyor belts to actually facilitate it. Oh, and I think we also got the better miners too. if I remember correctly, I can't remember if it was a Mark II miner would cover a steel or a tier 3 belt by itself, or if you had to put a power slug in to get it to cover it. That shipwreck I see over there? Looks like a shipwreck I see over there. Let's go check it on the way by. Alright. There's just one problem, and that's inventory space. Get out of here. Alright. That gives us our hard drive to work with. And I'm sure if you ever did run into a situation where you're like, oh, I need more hard drives, I can't find these things anywhere, I'm willing to bet there's entire like online maps where people have been like, here's every resource where it's located, all that kind of stuff, like just really give you everything. Alright. So we will start this out by going logistics, conveyor belt 3. Try it again. That's now conveyor belt 3 goes here. And you go there on 6. Alright, so it might be time to build the third one. Production, foundry. Okay, well, full inventory. I hadn't realized we're in that bad shape, so get just a moment for that. Didn't leave myself enough room for a splitter, did I? No. It's all deeply upsetting. It's fine. Okay, for just a minute. Chuck that all there. So this is the merger. And this is the splitter. Okay, so you want the encase that requires concrete, and what was the other one? That requires wire. They've got wire nearby over there. So that shouldn't be that big a problem to set up. Now I got the throughput we need for the moment. But we'll get there. The classic, make it work first, then make it fast. Meanwhile, grab those back. Did I leave enough room for you to have splitter here? I did. Barely. And you want... Oh, 1 second, I got those backwards. So you're that. And you are... this. Alright, so copper here, limestone there. The copper's up here. Let's see what we can do to consolidate some space. Alright, so... need to make a miner. We'll run up here, drop that off. Then I'll pipe it down. The inventory space. Okay. So we probably want to smelt that on the way over some way. And we can just literally plop a smelter down here for the moment. There's her opening is... where? You bit of more you can do with Death Claws? It happens. Alright. Yes, for the moment I'm just going to go here and just say production smelter. Just chunk it down right there. Oh, just you. Alright. So we can jump over here. Oh, it needs wire. Okay. That's one extra step I did not plan for. That's fine. Like, this will definitely be a thing I'll want to clean up later. Okay, so now that should get that online, so let's plug you in. And plug you in. Start processing ingots, and turn those ingots... Oh, right. It'll also turn the wire, like iron wire, but that's fine. We got all that set up. So that should get that going. Now the question is, where do we have limestone nearby? So 230 this way is what I'm seeing. So 230 this way, or way more the other way. That's fine. It's what we got to deal with. Even more coal over here. Okay, it lives there now. I did not think to, Sorry, did not think to grab the, portable miner. Alright. We can run down here, and I'll have to compare those in as well. This will definitely be a thing we'll clean up in the long run. We'll make the little stilts and all that to do that. But right now, I'm just trying to get it functional. So we can run over here. I got what we need for that. Because I'm also going to want platforms to put all those machines on. There's always kind of tricky thing is when you have like these remote nodes out here and like, all right, what do I do? Do I just want to like conveyor it over, which is usually what I do. But all that. Oh hey, before I forget. Actually, let's put the constructor right here. Remember when I said I wanted them to feel the fear of God? I mean, sure, you said it like 2 seconds ago. I'm assuming you're doing stuff in your run that is making things ridiculous. Alright. Let's check to see what's going on here. Oh, I don't think I chose this to make wire. I did. You don't seem to be getting... It's copper ore. Oh, I think there's... No, that looks like it's alright. Alright, that's fine. Yep, no, it sounds like you just, whatever mod or whatever settings you change, you just overjuiced your enemies. As you do sometimes in games. Now, let's make sure this is all working over here. Yep, that's on its way. Why are you still not working? Oh, you're not powered. I was sitting there like... Why is this not working? I don't understand. How are we doing in power? We should be overloaded, right? Oh, we are way over. Hang on. Wait a second. Yeah, that's right. I meant to fill in those belts. That's right. That was a problem, wasn't it? So let's go fix that right now before the entire base shuts down, which will probably happen the moment we get to those assemblers. We're probably already lined up to shut down everything. It is a current bottleneck as I don't have a fast enough conveyor belt to feed all the machines down here. Okay. There we go. Instantly resolving. But I still need more capacity, and I need it like right now. I am out of concrete. We're almost definitely having the power kick out on this. Okay, go up here and get my concrete. And they'll run down there. Expand our coal power plants, because now I should be able to. Let's also check this. Alright, gonna immediately regret this, aren't I? I got that wreck. Still need to get the quartz going at some point. I see a new problem, which is that the drill can't keep up. Okay, so it still seem to be alright for the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one of these online. And then I need to deal with the drill up there. Alright, we do have power storage as well. I don't have what I need to make it yet on hand, but we are producing those materials. I'm pretty sure this is the end of the line for that. Alright, meanwhile, what do I need to make the Mark II? Don't I have... No, I think it's up here. We're gonna need a Mark II drill on this. So for Mark II drill, so I need... Oh, I need the encased steel. Okay, that's fine. We'll get some encased steel. To get that Mark II build. Oh shit, we can do that. Alright. There's an icon for a chest that we never picked up, or a crate we never picked up. Would have been us moving stuff around here. Yeah, right here. There we go. Got a couple of those. Alright, that's enough for a Mark II drill. There it goes. Come on. And this might be a problem that I have to run back to the main base and flip on those 2 biomass burners that we had sitting there. I kept them there just, I mean, one, I wasn't going to take them apart, they're not worth anything. But I kept them going just in the off chance. You're exactly max power. Can you shout out? I'm probably not going to give shout out if someone specifically asks for a shout out. That feels weird. Don't shut down, don't shut down. Come on, hang in there for a few seconds. Okay. Like, it's kind of a weird thing, like, if someone's like, hey, shout me out, please. Like, that would hit very close into, like, the self-promotion kind of thing. Yep, no, I gotcha. That was just explaining why I'm not going to. There we go. So it's not quite fully saturating the belt, but mostly saturating it. So you don't have any coal in you right now. That's just because of how little it's getting through the system here. You already upgraded all of these, I believe. So I think it is getting everything online. It's just while that drill was off, it was still collecting all stuff. I think we'll be good. Alright, so let's see how our power grid is. I think we're still just barely, like, tied with what... Yeah, so we still technically could consume the tiniest bit more than we're able to produce. So it's going to be time to expand the coal even more. Why I thought that would work. Fairly obvious it wouldn't. I think one power slug would saturate that line. I don't think that's really necessary. So problem is I'm gonna have to get coal from another source, and I do have coal over there and over there. We're gonna have to get one of those coal nodes and run a line over here, I think. Actually, good news, it does seem to be... Yeah, okay, it's keeping up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get another... coal generator up. This is definitely going to be a problem. Alright, so this is going to be real bad. Alright, let's try and get this working. Oh, can I afford? Here. Later on, I'll end up wanting to branch more off of that, so we'll get there. Logistics. Where's my music? Music, you, Okay, there it goes. So 240. Is there a throughput limit on this pipe? I believe there is, right? 300 meters a second. So yeah, so that's 100, 200. Basically right at 300 until I hook up another one. Alright, well that's suboptimal. So what I should be able to do though is we can go to production. Alright, so that should keep it from completely running out of water. Next up, I'd put another... Okay, so I can handle another coal mining plant here, I believe. So I'm out of cable. That should be easy enough to remedy. All right. I do not have a Farm Simulator 22 server. I have been talking with a couple other people about potentially doing some collab stuff with that, but I don't have anything like announced with that so far as like who and when and anything like that, because that's all up in the air. All right, so we should have cable over here. How are we doing in that? Yeah, I still got like 2 full stacks. Okay, so we can run back down there, cable in that. That should give us a bit more power, so that'll handle that for a little while. Oh yeah, natural gas power is next, right? Or not natural gas, like, is it petroleum? Oil and petroleum, I think, was the next power upgrade. Because I remember having that. Okay, so our power capabilities are a bit higher now. It seems to be going fine. All the belts seem to have stuff on it. It honestly looks like it probably fit more power in. But, what am I playing? I'm playing Satisfactory. Potentially put another coal generator over, or yeah, another coal generator over there. We're making a ridiculous amount of power down here now. Okay. We should check with our steel real fast before we head back. I say as I look at my inventory and go, do the second pull. But let's go ahead and check with our steel production. See if we can't get any of the materials that we could run back and potentially do another thing of science. Yeah, so those are, not surprisingly, not producing very fast. Not exactly giving a whole lot of material to work with. You're not even connected. Oh, that's right, I ran out of materials before I hooked that. That's right, I was working on building it here, and then I straight up ran out of materials. So yeah, we already got that set up. Need a second portable miner, which I probably have the materials for, but I won't have a place to put it. Alright, what am I ditching to make room for that? Get out of here. This box I want. Alright. Okay, so that should increase our steel production more. Which is good, because I eventually want to buffer there. Right now, we're just not getting much steel through the system. Is there any other things we need to drop off here? Not really. Okay. Alright, let's get back to base, get the next research going, and see what happens. And I understand I definitely need to get the complete Phase 2 stuff started pretty soon. Otherwise they're going to bottleneck on it, which is what happened the last time I played this, is I did bottleneck. Like, I'd get through a bunch of the research and I get stuck on the phase stuff. It's not that big a deal, because like once you start taking the time to set it up, it usually doesn't take too long to get that going. There's usually enough stuff you need to be upscaling anyways, or you can, you know, set it up and just start exploring the map, looking for the slugs, looking for all the art materials, blowing that up. Because that'd be like another thing that I haven't needed yet, but I need to set up, is get a sulfur mine set up. That way I can combine it with some coal to start making more explosives or blasting for things. I'm thinking here I might actually switch games in just a couple minutes. I've been going hard on Satisfactory the entire stream, and so kind of getting a little bit of fatigue, just because, you know, it's a game with like no stops. I mean, you can make stops, I should say. Like concentrating the whole time, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm ready for a little break from this. So I might switch here in a bit. Alright. So, we have the blueprint thing. I don't really care about that much. Alright, so we don't have the materials to start the other ones. I probably have what I need to make the blueprint thing immediately. I just have to go get it. We'll queue that up. I'll drop those off because we have the full stack there and I got tons of it over here. Go ahead and drop the hard drive into the MAM. What is with the music tonight? It's like the third time the music stopped. Let's try skipping a track. Oh. All of the music controls are stuck. There we go. I think Pretzel's having technical difficulties. Yeah. Alright. So I do think I'm going to do, we're going to do a quick save. And I might switch up for like the last couple of hours of the stream to something else to just have more relaxing wind down kind of game. So I'm debating between American Truck Simulator, Farm Simulator 22, just because those are games I can just kind of do. Without having to like do like the whole thing. It's like, okay, how much of this do I need? How much of that do I need? And I'm also getting a little fatigued to like running back and forth, like doing the zip line thing the whole way back. Like the zip line's really cool. But like it's not gonna be a problem much longer in the game where I have to do this all the time everywhere I go. Well, that's interesting. We switched cables by just bumping into it. Because we'll get the hypertube things going. But I don't want to sit here and just, you know, hold there. So I think we're gonna be switching games here in just a minute and taking ourselves a little bit of a break. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording for YouTube.